It's time for it. We have to do draft. Okay. Dota is unmuted.
Dire team pick.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Boston Major, your Group A decider match. I'm LD, joined here by Purge, who is actually sitting in an armchair. You look like a villain from Inspector Gadget or something.
Yeah, I guess I do kind of. I feel like my suit goes really well with this like really 70s orange fabric thing. But I'm a little bit worried about the back support. It's kind of shaped like it's like they cut a cup into and put a seat on it, and I'm sitting in it. It doesn't feel very comfortable.
You might get sucked in, but hopefully the Dota will suck you guys in, guys, as we get into game one. Best of 3 here and a rematch. Warriors Gaming earlier today, they 2-1'd Wings, and from what little I saw, they almost won game 1. So they came pretty close to winning all 3 games. They took the series, but in this format, Kevin, doesn't matter. They're going to have to beat them again in the straight BO3. And the story of that series seemed to be that Wings went for their drow twice. Both times, PA was a critical part of countering the drow in the overall context of the draft. And we're going to see a similar opening again, but with a bit of a curveball here as Wings grab their IO, something I don't believe they had in that particular series.
I kind of like the IO. Extra survivability, obviously, towards whoever is getting gone on. Elder Titan PA is a cool combo also, just because if you drop the Spirit on the combo of IO +1, then if you can at least stun or sleep the IO, he can't pop heals, he can't necessarily turn on overcharge if he needs to maybe focus him if you need to. But it's extra minus armor on top of that.
So Silencer now banned out by Wings. That's an interesting ban.
Pretty weird.
Now, we have seen a lot of Storm Drow, I guess, so maybe thinking about their next pick, but still,
I'm surprised. I mean,
it's a bit surprising to see that ban.
There was one earlier today as well, but it was against a Bristleback, so it's like, okay, completely justified. But this one seems a little out of nowhere. I've been watching Group B all day, so I'm slightly out of this, but out of these teams at least. But I really want Warriors Gaming to win because I have them on my fantasy. And I think there's a lot of players that are like, Wings, I'm going to put them on my fantasy because they're going to get amazing metrics. And the fact that they're now playing equal sets as Warriors Gaming scares me. Absolutely scares me.
It's all about those competitive predictions.
A victory in there.
Well, we avoided the Wings versus VP first round matchup. Wings did manage not to finish last in the group, but now targeting second. Winning your group doesn't really matter nearly as much in this format, but also, given how unforgiving single elimination is, getting that easier opponent could make it.
Yeah, I think it's still a really big deal to get first or second, because 4th place, I mean, there's not that much separation between the worst teams and the mid-tier teams, I would say. So maybe the difference between like a second and a first is not that big, but being a 3rd or a 4th, that's real bad. And that's what we're looking at right now. Whoever loses this 3rd seed, whoever wins, they get 2nd seed. So could be a massive advantage in one win in the main event. You're already top 8. That's a big amount of money.
Well, every match you double, so it adds up pretty fast as far as
I'm sure Wings needs it. Money there.
Not to mention you get fed, so you save a little money.
Oh, that's true. It's all about the free meals, right?
Yeah. Well, apparently it is for me. I've been dubbed lunch and dinner by Machine.
Yeah, I was there. I was there for that one. Yeah.
He's pretty clever. Classic Brit. So Warriors Gaming, 4th ban. They have the PA Elder Titan, and they've run like a bunch of different looks around this. You have an IO already with the Drow. You do have to worry about potential for push. They are lacking reliable stuns if like a potential Storm was picked by Wings. And Warriors Gaming just going to ban it because they don't want to deal with it. But what are their big needs to you, Kevin, and anything in particular you would like to see them go for?
Wings absolutely needs nuke. Nukes are lockdowns, so really effective. Just stunning PA is fantastic. Magic nukes that you don't have to deal with evasion too much. Stuns or silences just so she can't blink away also helps a lot. So definitely a needed thing. Or they could try to hit a timing with Drow Ranger with a
Dusa's been the big one we've seen as well. Do you like Dusa in this particular game?
I would say Dusa's okay against PA. I would say it's pretty good. You get a nuke, you have massive survivability. It's good against minus armor because you damage block before minus armor is applied. I don't know if you damage block before crit is applied. I would assume it still takes a percentage, so that means crit is good against Dusa. It could work, definitely. I don't know if it's great. Actually, I wouldn't against Elder Titan, really, because then you're already losing like 20 armor right off the bat.
Well, yeah, she is a very stats-based hero, so perhaps we won't see it. Wings going for the puck, so you wanted magic damage. There you go. You could build a Dagon later on. We've seen the Veil build, Veil first, very popular.
You know what this
good way to deal with
reminds me of is when Wings easily trounced MVP Phoenix of TI6, because MVP had been going through, just knocking teams out with their high mobility, repeat initiation kind of strategy, and I believe they picked a Warlock and they picked a Puck. And so when they go to fight, you just Dream Coil them and you're like, all right, we're going to handle this right now. And they drop everything and they hopefully kill, because if they can do that, then Warriors Gaming can't abuse low cooldowns on Burst Strike, on Echo Stomp, on Blink Strike, on PA.
Well, maybe Faceless Void is in order.
That could maybe work.
Yeah, he's definitely fallen off in popularity. I'm not sure he like synergizes with this draft, but you're talking about abusing cooldowns potentially.
That's a great point. Definitely is a good solution. I think we have seen that actually. PA has kind of really been on the upswing. Pretty amazing actually.
I mean, obviously MVP being in this event means like automatically PA picks are gonna increase by a significant margin.
I feel like I've seen a lot of teams pick it, not just them necessarily.
Yeah, before the nerf to the dagger, we were seeing the support PA with Coddle, very effective a couple months back.
Oh damn, you could double dagger.
Yeah, you could double dagger and it had like the full range, so it was ridiculous.
Yeah, that sounds pretty abusive for sure.
The build was you get Oov and you get the Blightstone at level 1, and you just like pulled some region and just run around throwing daggers and pain in the butt. But not gonna see that this game. Warriors Gaming into the Sand King. Generally we've seen the Sand Kings go to the off lane, normally they get some help. They're given a decent amount of farm priority, but it's a Sand King into 3 ranged heroes, so it could be a rougher laning stage for him on his own.
It is good against IO +1 though, just because you can land double stuns more easily. I like it against Puck as well, because if you're initiating with Blink, you can often initiate and instantly land that disable before Puck's able to Yule's phase shift, whatever. Follow that up with a PA Blink Strike, and sometimes Puck just dies at the start of the fight. So depending on the timing of the Blink on Sand King is be instrumental. Plus, it's another type of damage now. Now you've got tons of magic damage and tons of physical. Elder Time buffs both of those, and I think it's very important to diversify into both of those sets when you actually pick an Elder Time.
See what Wings want as their 4th pick here. I have 1 support, have 2 cores. Still, I guess, slightly open exactly how they lane this. I would tend to say the Puck would be off lane for Wings. And they are going to grab the Mirana now. I imagine a core Mirana, given they don't really have a reliable support as of yet, but never really know for sure with this team.
Warlock's gone too, so no easy AoE there, but I think this is a decent matchup in the mid lane, at least. I believe we saw NP doing this earlier today, Mirana versus PA mid. The less hitting potential, obviously not as good as what PA has, and PA can actually harass Mirana decently. But once you get more towards like level 7, it's so easy for you to just defend yourself with this 500 damage nuke kind of a thing. That makes PA actually a little scared to apply pressure that she normally just abuses.
I wonder how creative Wings get with their lanes here, because I feel like we could easily see them, trying to dodge, run that IO Trowel in the off lane. Maybe they, put the Puck safe with someone to protect him if they're worried about aggression from Warriors. Certainly a team that's capable, but they are going to ban the Tinker though, and this I like, even though they have pretty good catch for him. It's just a hero that Warriors Gaming has abused. Probably one of their most signature heroes. Popular in general, and for a lot of the top Southeast Asian teams. We've seen the likes of Faceless run it. Believe Mineski was also running it in the qualifiers, so definitely just an SEA special more than anything, and it's a pain in the ass to deal.
Once you get Ags, if your heroes are getting all of their supplementary damage from right clicks, which is definitely the case, and you got like Mirana, Puck nukes, those are usually, it's a wave, and then you have to do some follow-up, and the right click would be that. If you're just landing lasers repeatedly, fights are over almost every single time. Rubik to resist some of the magic damage, I think this is pretty good. Just good steals, I would say.
Yeah, Nullfield's actually really good.
And Nullfield, yeah, great. Plus Rubik set up for Sand King, so they absolutely have a really good dual lane. I'm sorry, it's off lane Sand King, obviously. So it's probably Sand King, Elder Titan, aggro dual lane if they want to, and then Rubik can cover somebody. He can maybe do some ganking mid. Lots of options. But they definitely needed another disable. That was really important when you're playing against Puck.
Yeah, and they have the instant lift, the not instant but pretty rapid burrow, and then you can land the stomp maybe to follow up. So I feel like they have decent tools for Puck if they get levels. I guess that is my question for you. Do you see them having an okay laning stage, given they're up against 4 ranged heroes, there's a drow, and they are currently running 3 melee? Looks pretty dicey.
But they got a good gap close, right? Like Sanking, especially with Blink, he can get in there. Or PA can easily get in there.
Oh, mid game for sure. I mean, more they have to get there, right? So how do you feel like the laning go?
I mean, I don't think that's that big of a deal. I mean, Drow Aura is big, but it doesn't become amazing until like 10 minutes in, I would say. Especially if you do something like an aggro. I don't know if they will. But I think it's definitely a potential they could do. I mean, Sanking versus Puck, I'd say that's pretty good for Sanking. It could go both ways, I think.
Interesting last pick here from Warriors Gaming into the TA. So it could still be the dual lanes. I guess any other laning options you see for them is Wayne's is going to go for the full 5 ranged hero lineup, and they grab the Dazzle, physical damage from this PA-TA combo.
And the ability to save somebody that's getting jumped on. I mean, the Warriors game kind of does have damage over time, but it's not doesn't have tons of longevity.
It feels like they are, I mean, they have, it's in the name, right? They have Phantom Assassin, they have Templar Assassin. These are heroes that just want to find quick, easy kills in fights, and if you're able to grave them, look at the saves they have. The Gust, the Grave, the Relocate, Phase Shift, Leap, Moonlight Shadow. It might be tough to actually secure those kills.
But they don't have a whole lot of things that can prevent them from running at them. It's like Puck ulti.
Yeah.
And that's it.
And that's it.
Maybe an arrow? Like
farm. I guess you need the items, you know, that's where you're looking for like a Hurricane Pike and Drow, a Blink on the Puck.
And their supports don't rotate well either, so the laning stage is going to be pretty important here. Dota 2, please. There's a giant icon on the upper left. That works too.
Oh, yeah. I don't even...
Come on, man.
You know, Capitalist, he switched to the overlay, but I'm at peace with it.
I didn't see what that notepad said. Hopefully it was nothing weird.
If there is one, it'd just be a beautiful thing.
Are you a prediction abuser over here? Or?
I don't think I even have predictions.
Do you even get something? What do you get?
I think you get pride points.
Oh, I'm into that. I love pride points.
But here we go, Kevin. It is game number 1 of this best of 3 showdown rematch here between Warriors Gaming and Wings. As I'm camera settings here. Apologies, folks.
That's not okay.
Reset when the game crashes. Actually, I guess it's saving them now. Is that an update?
I'm not sure.
Anyway, lanes are underway, so let's take a look at how the teams are going to set up here. Wings on the Radiant. Running the Mirana mid for Blink, no surprises there. They are going to run the IO off lane, but it's actually with the Puck. So your Drow Ranger for Shadow going to be safe. And then Warriors Gaming.
Ooh, the emote. He emoted them. Oh, give me
Forget about the lanes. Let's start. That is cool.
Nothing else matters.
So kawaii.
How often do you see teams actually emote each other, dude? No, good luck, have fun. This is all about... Okay, either way.
Kisses and pows.
Oh, nice D-ward there. Sentry gonna catch the camp block here, so Ice Ice should be able to definitely abuse some lane. Is this a freaking off-lane Phantom Assassin? This is a off-lane Phantom Assassin. This is what you're expecting, right? Just clearly expected PA off-lane.
I thought there would be some mind games with the lanes from Wings, and maybe this is just Warriors Gaming trying to one-up them.
This is actually good in this game, kind of. I mean, it's not really off-lane. He's gonna have a dual lane. Actually, it looks like they are trying to... Okay, it's carry. We're good. Just an aggro tri lane. That looked confusing at the start too. But it actually could have worked even solo. I mean, it's both Dazzle and Drow Ranger. It's pretty right-click based, so he could have traded. But they definitely have to try to keep Shadow Swamp down. That's very important, and that's what they're going to try to do here with this tri lane.
So a lot of pressure on Ice Ice up against the tri lane to keep things safe. As Afu will move in, he's got the Spirit going.
Yeah, he did that. That way they couldn't do a pull on that one, and he gets bonus damage. So, and then this full tanking all the damage he did, that was not bad.
Ice Ice, they've seen that he's already skilled up Shadow Wave. They're gonna make a move on it, but that heal bomb hurts, and Afu, that's a quick first blood to Wings.
That was not a good play right there. That was way too much damage. It was kind of they were kind of close, but
seems like they're like, all right, he doesn't have grave, we can get a kill. But oh wait, Dazzle has a heal cooling down.
It's amazing, really.
It's also great against a lot of melee heroes, which I would almost call TA melee hero, close to it anyway. So
certainly at this stage of the game,
definitely powerful ability.
Mirana sitting on 6 last hits versus the TA. She's up to 5, so mid's going completely normal. I think Blink is more than capable of handling this matchup, and there's almost no way that TA even kills the Mirana as well. So he can pretty much just farm to his heart's content. I don't see Mirana killing TA, so. Be just easy trades there, and the other matchup is really just Sanking versus a duel lane. It's
meanwhile, Kangaroo. Not skilled the Sandstorm. Not gonna die, but
yeah, it's very uncommon right now.
Making his life very difficult.
Just Caustic Finale is so good. You hit somebody and you guarantee do 4 or 5 extra magic damage. Plus the slow for, what, 3 seconds? Gotta be a little careful, and they've got extra regen value here, so actually out-harassing them is very unlikely, but he should be able to get experience at least. This only works out if Warriors Gaming does get some kills in the safe lane, and the one Elder Titan death already kind of makes it hard.
Alpha moving in bottom does not have access to Echo Stomp yet, so that will be fine. They're going to try to turn this one around. A little harass from Ice Ice. They will usher him away, but so far, decent farm overall for Warriors Gaming. You mentioned you weren't that worried about the draw pick, and so far, seem to be like working out, but Afu being chased down by Shadow, the dagger going to cut him off. And now they might lose Ice Ice as well, as the stick charges trying to man up here, hold the grave for the last possible second, lets it go, the IO comes in, Innocence perhaps to the rescue, finds one, looking for a second in the trees. Afu though, able to hide away, and Ajit getting the double kill, and they force the rotation. That will make Kangaroo a lot happier.
I think that's going to be completely worth it there for Warriors Gaming, the fact that that goes to PA. I mean, he's having some mana problems right now, grabbing a Clarity Potion. He didn't get to Phantom Strike as much as he wanted, but the early Orb of Venom and the Poor Man's Shield means that these two guys who are so focused on right-clicking are not going to be able to kill him. They're not even going to trade with him very well. I mean, maybe he gets fast Aquila or maybe a Raindrops in a moment here, but he's quite set for now.
Also, I think worth noting is, you know, TA is farming absolutely fine. Even against the Drowar, you have Refraction to work with, and not that amazing base damage, especially early on, isn't going to hit particularly hard. So they're doing well mid. Yeah, Punk is doing well off lane, but they have started to make up for it here. Now they really want to amp up the pressure. It's going to be full try on try bottom. Ice has to be careful not to get caught too far out of position.
This is pretty regen value, at least, because you can do Tether plus Shadow Wave to heal people up, so I don't really see a whole lot of deaths coming, but
at least not slow deaths. You know, if they're going to happen, they're probably going to have to be burst. That's where Brave can come in handy.
But Wings doesn't really have the burst. It's basically just Shadow Wave. That's Shadow Wave and right click. So the more items that PA picks up, the more dangerous this gets, especially once he grabs a blur level or the phase boots or something like that. There's going to be so much more burst coming from the enemy team, essentially.
There was a quick neutral suicide for Kangaroo just to get that free fountain trip. Gonna spend his gold, comes back to the lane. And on the Tranquil Boots, so Sand King, after a rough start, catching up rapidly, only 6 CS down on the puck. Got out-denied a bit early, but effects of that dual lane largely mitigated. The Innocence roaming towards the top room, but Nana already there to grab it.
Yeah, like that's the thing, I agree with you. He did do a great job, the IO, going to the top lane, but now him in the tri-lane is kind of worthless. He walked all the way bottom, and then he ends up walking across the map again. He just is trying to look for impact, and it's working against the Sand King. But if he could do that transition and then continue to have impact where he changed to, then it would be amazing. But right now, it's still looking about even.
Yeah, I mean, I think you made a really good point earlier, Kevin, that these are just not the best roaming supports. Like yeah, maybe they can turn an aggressive dive around, but they're not going to be able to look to set up plays that early. Certainly, an Io Marana isn't particularly scary. Puck not level 6 yet, so able to have a big impact despite all the early movements.
Well, at least, right, so they're going on Shadow.
Set up here, there's the stop follow-up. Apu catches 2. Now looking for Ice Ice, has the grave. No teleport scroll though, because let these stick charges out. Do so just to ensure Wayward Dagger doesn't finish him off. But another pick, and again forcing the rotation, while Hero continues to profit top.
Yeah, the fact that they lost their Observer Ward here, it used to be on the large camp, but it's denied, so now they can't even see where the swords are going to, so X-Nova just hitting him behind the Drow Ranger, guaranteeing the kill.
Getting bullied a little bit in the mid lane, meanwhile. Trying to force out that leap. Patiently hang on to it. So far, how would you rate this laning stage for Warriors Gaming? Have they done enough to deal with the Drow? Do you feel like their aggression has paid off overall?
It's been okay. I mean, they got PA some kills in addition to some last hits, but they're last hitting about equally. Level-wise, PA's 5, the Drow Ranger is almost 5. PA definitely can exploit timing right now, though.
Kangaroo, he gets caught by the coil, he snaps it. Baiting in Faith Beyond a bit, TP there, and immediately cancel, but may force Kangaroo to walk all the way home. No teleport scroll, so it does give the lane to the puck, but at the same time, not able to find the kill.
Yeah, a little bad for Kangaroo, because he would have loved to hit 6 before going back to base to then rotate. So, could be worse. That could have been a death. He's got a raindrop, he'll probably TP bottom and go for a drop kill. Where the action will be. Gets 1 kill, he'll get 6 after, so.
Checking out the jungle. No stacks as of yet for either the Sand King or TA. So Warriors Gaming, I guess the one downside to this aggressive tri-lane is they haven't had much time to find the stacks. And right as I say that on QX Nova, he will begin the catch-up process.
Yeah, it was definitely about to stack that up. So TA also going back to base to fill up her mana. Maybe you could argue that a faster Ocula this game would have been fantastic, but really prioritize that. So damage on Shadow here. This is a little scary. He's low.
Oh, but it's a bait maybe? Good up Y in reserve. They have the tether here and looking to turn around, but the stomp is going to catch out Shadow. They'll have to commit the grave relatively early, and without any turnaround potential, means they're now on the back foot.
That was so worth it for Warriors Gaming here. I mean, they lose enough mana to do a combo on Elder Titan, but a grave is a 45-second cooldown at this point. And Dazzle lost all of his mana, and he lost a magic stick, so he's completely dead at the moment. Now is the time to dive.
They look for it. All the way back towards base. They didn't actually see him walk, but they know it's a low-level grave. They don't find the kill. They'll certainly win the farm battle here.
Yeah, I'm actually quite surprised Elder Titan is, I guess it's 8 minutes in. I just felt like he'd be a little bit more under-leveled than this. Early engagements, I suppose, been at 3 kills. Got a little bit of passive. I'm gonna get a little pressured here, but just a little love tap.
Banking the tush, but I'll walk away.
X-Nova having some level problems though, and that's definitely one problem with Warriors Gaming. This game is that Wings is playing pretty standard, you know, dual lane, safe lane, they got some pulling in, Warriors Gaming doing the roaming thing, and the longer that it takes Rube to hit 6, the harder it is for him to impact well as a support. It's kind of similar with Elder Titan.
Quad stack up top for Kangaroo, and this is exactly the moment when Faith Beyond chooses to leave the lane, so Sand King will get a free quad, regardless of what happens, but careful mid, just use the refraction, but it will be wearing off momentarily. Yeah. Sweep around. This will be a great time to find that TA kill. Teleport scrolls are up on 3 heroes.
He's in a pretty good spot.
But one of those is not up.
I can block that.
There's the Dusk, and they find the follow-up. He gets bursted down. Good chain. And now looking for the arrow. X-Nova, barely able to sidestep it. Just buying time for the Sand King at least, who actually did not try to clear the stack.
But he
just pull.
He got 2 creep at least, and now he can do the stack if he really wants to. He's got to pull it out of it. As long as they don't lose the tier 1, this is not the worst thing in the world, I would say. Obviously bad that the TA died, great gank, but Sand King gets a fast Blink Dagger, for example, and then he turns this into some better team fights. It'll just change everything. And TA can always just go jungle if she really feels like catching up. I don't think it hurts, but it just did a little bit of impact on the map.
Now with the completed Ocula, and the dagger comes out mid onto Blink, has the leap available, and we'll use it to destroy that meld strike. Already a level 1 meld, but still hurts pretty badly with the...
We got hit by this light.
And now looking for Faith Beyond, he's got to orb away to safety, but you see that Wings already have a lot of kiting potential unless they get chain stun. Now moving in, they're going to pop the Dust, and they look to punish. He has an invis rune, but won't help him all that much in this situation. Good timing on the Grave Ice. I'm going for the TP out. Nana will back away, but still a lot of pressure, Kevin.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm looking at what the PA's been doing in the last bit of time. She's kind of been moving around, kind of trying to gank and stuff, but her CS is really falling behind, and I was thinking this was just fine for Warriors Gaming, but Drow Ranger was at the same position, but is now definitely out farming. And he's just pushing lanes, then farming large camp, then pushing lanes and farming large camp. And he's not going to get the same value, finally finishing his Basilius, but the tier 1 mid dies as well.
Power of the Drow.
And all for the advantage of maybe a Sand King. I mean, we're not quite seeing it yet.
Now they're really committed to killing off this creeps stack. Unfortunately, Innocence is here, looking to soak up as much as possible. Arrow comes in. Splits the wickets, won't actually find a creep, and they're going to orb forward, stealing 1 big creep. They should really get a second. In fact, daunting in and now committing the coil. Kangaroo will immediately retreat, and this isolates X-Nova. Trapped at the tower, those puck auto attacks hurt. Will find the kill of the Drow Ranger, who now has a max precision arm, and that is the power of leaving her alone. But as I say that, she will get caught now looking for Ice. They've come packing Dust. Teleport ready, but gonna have a chance to get out of there with the Grave already committed. Will fall as well. Warriors Gaming, finally some aggression from them. They do strike back.
That was a really good rotation there by Nana. Really important that they did that, because if they just use this time period to continue farming, Wings gets another tower advantage. But now they can at least get some damage on the enemy tower. I doubt that they'll be able to finish it off. Wings probably will defend this, but maybe not. Elder Titan's got full mana. The PA is ready to dive. TA's got 3 points in meld yet, and they see them coming.
I have a coil right now. Blink is going to come in, gets clipped by the Stomp. Ice Ice. Not a great setup here on the Dazzle. So they do manage to hold the tower. So 2-0 tower advantage. Only 12 minutes in. This is the fuel that Faith Beyond needs to grab a Midas. This means Puck gonna... I mean, sure, the gold is great, but just maxing out your silence, your Waning Rift, getting the second point in Dream Coil.
And
that's a lot of extra magic damage.
The faster that you get to 14 is the faster that you become more or less invulnerable, and there's no ping on land, so, or very little at least, so it should be really abusable. He's so far ahead. I mean, he had more last hits than Jarranger. He's actually equal to Jarranger in last hit. This is technically an offlane Puck.
They're gonna find the Cat Lady setting up here, have the level 4 melt, and burst them pretty quickly with the Earth Splitter coming through. One hit from the club, and they will find the kill, but now the turnaround, relocate forward, Shadow, trying to get in the front. It looks like Innocence perhaps a bit too far forward. Great timing on the Grave, but still not sure he makes it out of this one. Tries to stay alive for now, but he will fall at the cost, though, of Faith Beyond coming in and scooping up a double kill, making a 2 for 2 around the map, and now perhaps chasing for more.
They're turning. He's got Blink.
Epicenter coming in, hot and heavy, will isolate Faith Beyond. The Gust is there, but it's a bit too late. Shadow gets caught, and now they can set up for him. Another kill could be going the way of Warriors Gaming momentarily. Look at the patience here on Kangaroo as he just waits for that sleep, then blinking forward, has the burrow ready, could find a 4th kill, gets juked a little bit. It is nighttime, so the vision's not the best, as Mirana comes in, Starstorm only hitting on 1, and that's Nana with the refraction. The tower will fall, so they don't have that extra bit of damage. Nana, though, low, has the meld. Can he make it out? Kangaroo coming in, burrowing onto 2, he's gonna sacrifice his own life. They lose 2 cores for that, and Afu, I'll make it out, but bloodbath here in the bottom lane.
Yeah, they really needed to not commit to that tower, because ran out of mana and eventually losing a core, 2 cores really. That's your mid and your off lane. It's a great Blink pickup though, awesome timing, and he should be impacting this game more than Puck. So as soon as they get up again, I think they have to keep moving around and try to get.
Yeah, he'd better have the impact now, because otherwise Faith Beyond is just going to passively pull ahead with not only the Midas, but also the Drow aura to let him farm that much faster. We'll see the level 1 arrow getting stolen here.
Not terrible to have.
What's your dream spell this game if you're Rubik?
Ooh, well, I would buy an Aghanim Scepter, and then I would steal Starstorm. That's obvious. Come on, man. I don't know. There's a couple of good ones. Puck Orb's fantastic. Oh, he's gonna get Bro Strike top lane now.
Oh, he's in looking for the follow-up. Relocate coming in though. They might be able to turn this around. Oh, Innocence is here. He does activate the dust. They look for the turn. The orb comes through. Good juke by Kangaroo though. He's gonna have a burrow soon. Gotta be careful in the tree line. There for the save, and now poof goes right away.
A little scary. No, I've been really active with relocate. Whenever I play IO, I just completely forget I have that skill most of the time. Then I just feed and die. He's been all over the map as soon as he hits 6, constantly helping out allies. Passive ads pick up for the PA just to help them team fight a bit better and to help give them even more armor advantage over their opponents that they get from the Elder Titan.
Going for a solo kill and Afu, unfortunately, arrow not going to connect, but instead with the DD rune, that's tower number 3. Wings continue to really pull ahead in the map control department here, though. As I say that, Blink's going to get caught out. It's a burrow to start, the epicenter to follow, but he just leaps away through the tree line, goes for the TP out, will succeed, and that gets him very, very close to an Aghanim Scepter. So now, Kevin, you're looking at a Puck Midas, already picked up a while ago. You've got an Ags of Mirana, 300 gold away. Drow doing fine, and even has a Helm of the Dominator to continue catching up. Warriors Gaming, when they deal with this level of economy.
It's definitely going to be a little scary at the least, especially with the map control too. 2 towers taken, Warriors Gaming has gotten 1. Actually, they've taken 3 on Wings' side.
Yeah, just got the last one bottom with the double damage on Mirana.
So they're quite ahead in terms of at least map control, but I feel like Warriors Gaming still has better team fight. I think that's pretty safe to say. Between Elder Titan Stomp, between Sand King, between Rubik stealing spells on top of that, and pretty good burst damage too. So I think it's still something they can work through, even if they do get a lot of farmed. But they have to force fights occasionally. That's the important thing.
What what are the big next items, levels for them, and when do you expect them to ramp up the aggression?
Desso's definitely going to be huge on the TA. That way they can start potentially two-shotting sports like Dazzle or Wisp if they jump in fast. The blink on Sanking was huge, but they've got it already. Desso on PA, similar thing. Maybe he'll skip it since the PA is buying one. That I'm not sure. I feel like you should still get it.
Do what Ajit once went for the casual Vlads. The other thing, we haven't seen them try to Roche yet, and losing those 2 tier 1s early limit their control around the pit. But you would think when you see a TA, PA, that Roche is for sure going to be high on the priority list for Warriors Gaming.
Yeah, it absolutely should be. Link has Ags now. I just see they have so much strength with a lot of their heroes though. On Warriors Gaming side, like Kangaroo's doing a great job of using his hero, pushing lanes out fairly aggressively. It looks like yeah, this is going to be a blink into a smoke here. PA Sand King Rubik is what it's looking like.
Too happy. And Wings are, I mean, say what you will about them, these heroes are quite squishy. You've got a Puck sitting around 1,000 health, Drow who did not go for the Hurricane Pike build, so only around 1,000 herself. Io actually doing quite well as far as items go.
Smoke's going to break there, looking to...
They look for the fight now, and Kangaroo going to get trapped in the pit for the moment. The relocate comes through. They're going to gust him back, try to isolate him as much as possible. Good grave on Faith Beyond, so they'll bring down the Sankey nice and early. He buys back in a panic to turn this fight. And now moving forward, Nana trapped down in the river, basically surrounded. The relocate's going to end, and now they might have the power play. 2 heroes have to stream back in all the way from that bottom lane. The chase continues. Graves still pulling down with that Starstorm doing big work. They finally kill the Marana as a trade, looking for more. The crit on Ice Ice and chasing forward. Ajit perhaps a bit too far for him. The orb by the Puck, the stomp as well. Good combos by Warriors Gaming. Can the Sand King get back into the fray? He gets silenced and dealt with again. It's a dieback for him. Oh, mamma mia. That is not what they were looking for, as Kangaroo will fall twice. They also lose their PA, and all they get for it is Marana.
Yeah, it looked okay for them, but it was just a sick relocate play in Shadow there. Just threw the gust into the Roche pit. He knew that Sand King had walked in there. He figured he was still there. Maybe he stops in epicenter, but just the fact that they got to segment him in there and kill him at the start of the fight changed everything. Because then when Warriors Gaming actually did start pursuing, they weren't easily able to secure kills. They had to get a stun off, and they had to kill somebody afterwards. But even their chase on the Marana got iffy. They had to run up a cliff into a giant Starstorm, and they got the kill, but at that point they would have loved to do it lower ground. Sand King. So Sand King not getting value out of that fight.
Meanwhile, Wings, the farm continues. Silver Edge under construction for Shadow with a very underfarmed PA. There's not going to be a great way to deal with this, Kevin, for quite some time.
Yeah, Desso's, again, one solution, but it's kind of getting to the point where he almost needs BKB. He made the choice not to have Quelling Blade all game. I think that's potentially a huge issue. I know that does happen sometimes when you pick up an Orb of Venom in the laning stage, but I think the important thing to do is just sell it after like 4 minutes or something. Once you get the laning advantage, go for the Quelling. That way, if you are AFK farming for a while, that you're still accelerating at a pretty good speed, despite not having a farming head.
Wings for Warriors Gaming for now, definitely feeling like they're back foot, really moving out. Still haven't been able to take the Roshan down. We're going to see double Mithril Hammer, so soon we'll know if this is a BKB and a Deso, a double Deso, but
I think double Deso's okay. It's a little bit counterintuitive or whatever, but it's just so needed actually for both of the heroes.
And they're not always going to be together as the other thing.
Good point.
Well, chafing here, Innocence. Nana. Prized Rune. We'll just chill and meld, but of course, the reward won't stay there too long. Backs away.
There's a first Mithril Hammer pickup for P. You just go the double one, I think it's just so much safer. Yep, first Deso, second Deso. It'll increase his farm rate. There's just no way that you'd want to give it up. It'll also make the fights pretty complicated for Wings to play. If you're playing an IO or a Dazzle, you're expecting one guy to get blown up. But if you have PA jump on somebody and you have a TA jump on somebody, what do you do?
You coil them and then you silence them and turn the fighter. I think that's the dream for Wings anyway. But
or you initiate first and coil first, prevent the blinks from going aggressively. So definitely some options here. And he's going to go for the solo Roche.
You know, Faith Beyond with the ultimate orb after the blink, so It'll be interesting to see what this is. Is it a Lincoln's to make him almost invulnerable? Do we see the Hex? We'll find out soon as an arrow comes in. It is going to connect. I believe hitting the Roche. It almost nailed the PA. He's lucky it didn't. Ajit now looking for the blink out to the high ground. Meanwhile, Apu getting forced back, and simultaneously Kangaroo with the epicenter, not really able to find a kill through this, and now they turn on him, pounding into him with auto attacks from the Drow. First one, and they're doing all this with the IO now out of the picture. Heads back to the top lane. Relocate ends.
In trouble in Roche too.
They will, in the Roshan pit, bring down Nana on the TA. Hide the Roche. The power of the relocate once again.
Yeah, the fight seemed very much like a little inexperienced to me. Just the fact that Warriors Gaming thought they could get away with that, they didn't really have any checks and balances. They didn't have a hero sitting in the front that's going to break the smoke for them, for example. And because of that, they walk right into the pit. They had best case scenario with the arrow hitting Roche, but they get this.
For Afu, there is a spell steal, and it will be the illusory orb. X-Nova out a bit far, may end up going down in his own right. He's going to go for the TP away, and simultaneously they are going to lose their other Titan. That's 3 down over the course of this fight. The Grave, keeping them alive. Wings Gaming just maneuvering Warriors and consistently keeping heroes alive on very low HP. Find another kill, they'll find the Aegis, and they might be finding their first lane of Rack soon at this rate.
Yeah, their net worth is looking great. They've got 3 heroes that are matched or above the TA. The PA is a little behind that, and then you've got an IO, surprisingly, the next net worth leader. The Sand King had such a great start. His first fight after Blink was effective, but every fight after that has been very rough. He thought that they'd be in the Roche pit, but Roche wasn't that low. His epicenter whiffed, essentially, and then he walked by a bunch of heroes. He would have been better off, I think, just to burrow strike back to the high ground. He realized the problem he was in.
And he had to have an impact because the supports were going to be underleveled. They went aggressive tri-lane. He was given a lot of space because they forced the TPs repeatedly from the IO, and fortunately just hasn't delivered. And you combine that with the fact that Wings got early tower advantage. Like you need big plays out of your Sand King. TA can only do so much on her own as a core. She's not really a reliable killer.
Game's certainly not over though, because either way, they still have a really good team fight. They have damage amps and stuff like that, so even though they're lacking on damage, they'll do more even with less farm. So it just has to come down to how the actual team fights start.
They might get harder now though. Silver Edge complete. The next big item on Face Beyond not too far off. Yasha also done on Blink, so transitioning back into some physical damage potentially, not going for that straight shotgun Mirana build.
I guess that's a decent choice, yeah. That way you can like Manta dodge things like meld strikes, or maybe remove the dagger from the PA. That way if she jumps in, you can at least walk away at a normal speed. That can definitely help.
Also, it gives you a little extra split push potentially. We'll see, could be a casual Yasha as a long range arrow comes in. Afu gets nailed, but Blink, even with the DD rune, probably could have gotten the kill, but may have risked his Aegis for it.
Yeah, absolutely. If he had Blink there, I think he goes for it, but not Yasha. Yasha would not do nothing. And I guess that's the other reason. He's just gonna, maybe he just goes regular damage items. He's got Drow Aura, right? Why not just buy regular,
just get like a Butterfly next.
Yeah, like SNY to Butterfly, or Manta into Butterfly, or even like something like Maelstrom or Mjolnir could really work. They're gonna get a catch top maybe on Nana.
Going under Refraction, could go for the TP out, but Shadow's there with the Silver Edge. Be the man to set up this gank and simultaneously moving in from mid towards the enemy jungle. Could be Blink and Ice. Are they going to commit to cutting them off? The pings start to come out. They will traverse up to the high ground and continue pursuit, leaping forward. Blink is there with the catch onto X-Nova, but the orb jaunt away. An arrow also fishing, dodged by Nana.
Oh, 3-man done.
3-man burrow. Is he going to follow this up with an epicenter? It's a good sleep, but Faith Beyond is there, keeps the silence on the Sand King, so he can't follow this one up. Now the Earth Splitter coming through, connects onto it, and the BKB committed by Ajit, but he's running away with this BKB. Can't even man fight. That's not what you want out of your PA. In fact, chasing him down is Faith Beyond. The orb comes through, auto attacks, he gets the kill with the coil. Oh, that is not the BKB they were hoping for, Kevin. And that silence on the Sand King just completely shut Warriors Gaming down.
It was so close to being amazing. If that Stomp was able to hit the puck there, they would have had Epicenter easy setup, because nobody was going to be able to interrupt that. They would have had Epi on 3, the PA would have been able to jump in and pop BKB and go for kills, but because it didn't hit and Sand King didn't get the free Epi channel, they just didn't have the damage output. It looked so good with that first 3-man burrow, but they didn't get the follow-up.
Well, you talked about Puck being almost unkillable this game, and that was just with a max spaceship. Now he's got a Lincoln's.
amazing.
How do you deal with the puck?
Because now that stops the Burrow Strike, or the Rubik Lift, or many other things. Usually a Sand King is going to buy a 4-step at this point so he can break the Lincolns, but this game, Warriors Gaming just looks completely outgunned by Wings.
Yeah, beating Wings once in a BO3, that is already a feat in and of itself, but when you have to play them twice in a row, you're really tempting fate as Nana looks for a kill here on Faith Beyond, blink away, and the TP out, so showcasing some of that elusiveness.
That would have been a huge kill by Nana if he got that one, but not able to quite grab that one. Fusel Blade is the pickups, yeah, just Diffusal with Yasha. Probably will do Manta afterwards, I would expect. It's actually kind of a cool build, really, because if you're going against a TA and you Manta, you're going to break through his refraction so much faster with multiple damage sources.
And you can just kite these heroes, who again are, it's essentially a melee hero, or close to it in the TA, and is in fact one in the PA. Now, it does have the BKB, but I've already seen, like, even with BKB, if he gets hit by Silver Edge, he's just running for dear life anyway.
You never want to go for Vlad's into BKB, that's a really bad sign. I mean, you get the Desto already, but the TA is just so much far ahead. Already got his
like,
Orchid fat past it.
You guys can't deal with this puck, I'm gonna have to do it myself.
But he's still got Lincolns.
Yeah.
That's the issue. I mean, it could help versus Dazzle, I guess. That's a big grab.
And Morana's gonna get Manta soon, and already has the Diffusal, so...
Yeah, he's covered against Orchid already.
It is good against the defensive supports, though. There's really nothing here on the IO or Ice on the Dazzle to save them, except each other. If they're together.
And Draw Ranger with the Eagle Song means Butterfly, which means TA. Despite grabbing an Orchid's not going to be effective until he gets either the Bloodthorn or an MKB. But BKB is going to be on the line very soon for Nana here. I don't even know if Bloodthorn is safe. Pretty good with PA, I must say, though. But amp up his damage a bit. But the PA hasn't even really felt very strong, and that really is all about the Draw Aura. And Puck having treads and Hand of Midas and just right-clicking him.
And now it's also about the Silver Edge, where you can't even rely on evasion, your HP's not that great on PA with this build. They're gonna move in. Not the man out in front, does have the Orchid ready to go. He's gonna get revealed by Shadow in good position, but the Burrow's there. Nice catch, follow-up coming through. The Stomp is gonna interrupt the relocate out. They might be able to find the kill now. Multiple heroes that are splitter coming through. Focusing on Innocence, they will chunk him down with that excellent work on the Meld. Now following up with the Shadow, looking for a second kill. Ice there, but a good Burrow by Kangaroo, trying to bring him down as well. Can they find the finish off Shadow? They will do so. He goes splat in a cloud of blood, and now the chase onto Ice. Just like that, they open the door. They find 3 kills, an arrow from Marana. Real answer to this aggression. Nice smoke.
It's huge pickups there, and that really just shows the issue with Wings' draft. They can't stop Warriors Gaming from running at them unless they're killing them first. No Puck in that fight, I don't believe. Doesn't have a TP scroll. He's got that wand though.
Is this the point where you're like, yeah, wand's not that value anymore?
This is the second time a game today. Maybe this game's not over, obviously.
Are you triggered, Kevin?
Did you see the newbie versus VP game 2?
It
was one of those you should have TP'd back games.
I was casting it. I didn't actually see that they were missing TPs because of wand, but
it was. I mean, their carry had an Aegis. Their Dragonite had a wand. It was something like that. So. And
they were also just very indecisive there. Some wanted to go for kills, others wanted to hit at racks, and then others wanted to TP home.
Yeah, that's definitely fair. They were definitely indecisive about their movements. Externally getting a great D-ward here. Good for him. Get finished for that. I think I do.
I'm happy.
For him. Legit, still in Ancients. Hasn't picked up a new item since BKB, 2000 gold. What does he get this game? Do you just get, like, fast... I feel like he kind of has to do something like fast MKB. That's terrible, because it doesn't crit. It just gives you like 60 crit damage with your opponent.
Or you're just completely relying on that potential Bloodthorn, I guess.
But that sounds... I mean, he could hypothetically just aim backline. Maybe something like a Basher could be justified. But I definitely wouldn't upgrade his Abyssal this early. I think that's an absolute mistake.
And the other thing is, like, if this goes late, you're potentially looking at a Puck with an Ags to worry about, even if you have the BKB, if you don't pop it in time.
Mm-hmm.
They're so good at kiting PA late game with items, and Wings, at least the cores, are getting rules of items.
Just finishing Shiva's guard at 30 minutes.
No big deal.
Very farmed, very, very farmed. Hard to kill now.
If Puck is 400 gold behind TA, something has gone wrong.
Yeah. This is actually one of the best items for the kind of strat that Warriors Gaming is running, because yeah, it makes Puck individually survivable, but if you just reduce their attack speed, it doesn't matter if they have all this damage amp, they're just going to output less damage. And it isn't going to be until something like an AC that Warriors Gaming is going to offset this at all. So I feel like even, I guess TA at least has Orchid as defense, but Phantom Assassin, for example, a lot of that attack speed is going to get offset by Phantom Strike.
Doing some good split push here, but all while Wings are actively 5-man smoked with 2 ready to relocate. Drop the Hat Faith Beyond, revealing Afu mid. Quick initiation here. They are going to catch him out. Arrow follows it up, and Wings find an important pick. Roshan respawn for them, unfortunately. It's going to be a minute until he's up.
Gofu's been playing really well, though. He got this is the fastest ghost up I've ever seen on Elder time. So, like, 15 minutes, I feel like. It's definitely the right item to keep him alive against the Wings heroes, but he's just been constantly pushing out lanes, fast soul ring into making sure that Wings doesn't get in your towers as often as they might like.
Not keeps on knocking at that tier 2. Finally, will bring it down. Still Kangaroo searching for the big opening. 3, 6, and 1. Barely any assist this game.
Yeah, TA does have 5k gold in the bank though, so we could easily see Bloodthorn instantly. 4 staff on Sand King as well means that if they find Puck, that's also a kill. Especially if he finishes Bloodthorn and he grabs. He does go for the blood. It's a good choice. I mean, 30% damage amp. If him and PA go on the same target, it's going to really make up for that lower farm on PA. Fights are where they're going to get it back. Yeah, it'll be a basher build. So.
I mean, the way they're building, it is very much about killing heroes. They have not made any effort to try and like play the farm game against Wings. They're now down 15,000 gold. It feels like they need to find those kills.
They do.
They do have some good deep traps here. Bit of vision for the Dire, but already suspecting the skank. Both teams gonna smoke. Or scan, I should say, as Warriors Gaming are smoked, and it's going to be 2 smokes crossing past who gets the initiation. It's Faith Beyond with the special surprise, and blinking into that was Kangaroo. Unfortunately, does get caught out immediately at the start of the fight. Even if he doesn't die, he's going to be on the run. Tries to retreat. Ajit also scrambling backwards, getting overrun. Faith Beyond springs the trap, and Ajit has to BKB TP home, head held in hand.
Yeah, not a good start to that fight there. I mean, Rubik out in front, I feel like that was maybe a mistake. Why maybe put PA in front instead? The guy with the BKB, let him break the smoke, he can choose whether to go aggressive. But if you put the Rubik in the front there, this guy's got a boots and a wand here. He's not going to be able to survive that initiation, especially against the Drow Aura. It's like 1 disable any kind and 4 right clicks and that Rubik dies.
So now it really does become a question, Kevin, of how do you kill these cores? They've got 2 great defensive supports. Lots of defensive items between the Shivas, the Lincoln Sphere Shadow with the Butterfly, the Silver Edge, and Mirana just naturally difficult to bring down. Also does have the Manta for the dodge potential you mentioned. Mm-hmm. They feel almost invulnerable if they execute properly. And so far, Wings, it's been much crisper than the Dodo we saw earlier today.
Yeah, absolutely. And Warriors Gaming is definitely looking like they have some weakness. They just have to gank faster. That was pretty much ideal circumstance to start a fight for Wings. They were smoked, Warriors Gaming is smoked, they popped Weave like 8 seconds earlier, so they all had stupid amounts of armor. There was almost no way they didn't win that fight. So they've got to ideally set up ganks at a faster pace, or set up ganks that Wings is not going to expect. They read that one like an absolute book, and I don't even think they had a word on that one.
That is a concern for Warriors. Just they have this magic damage on paper, but we've seen 1 epicenter this game that I can recall, and it wasn't that good of an epicenter. And there's just been nothing since then. So you mentioned having a good spread of magic and physical damage. On paper, they have it. Practice, not so much.
Yeah, they've got to use their skills effectively. That's pretty much the only way that they're going to win this one, and it's got to be through ganks and movements. I kind of like even the way that Wings is farming their camps. They always have Blink out in front. He's very survivable. He's very difficult for Warriors Gaming to kill. And then they put the squishy heroes behind. Always adjusting based on where they think the threat's going to come from.
Alright, well, just watch that armor tick up as the weave is deployed and they begin their high ground siege. Stop to slow things down, but not catching any of the heroes. Glyph is committed immediately while this is happening. Nana was pushing out the bottom lane, but Warriors Gaming could be their last desperation fight. There to break a smoke is Blink. They weave in and out of the trees, looking for that epic center. Will they find it?
They're ready to wrap. This time they put Ajit in the front.
They're so ready for this rotation. Just look at Wing's positioning, backing off, dropping the high ground ward, moving Shadow forward, and he will force the initiation on Nana. He's the Aegis Bearer. Could be a good jump. Sand King coming through. Gets the stun to start the fight. On the wide, but the Grave is there to keep him alive. Kangaroo almost instantly dead. Again in every fight. This poor soul. The Sand King down. Nana getting at least the D ward, but that's it. And they are now on the run. 2 down with the Rubik also falling. Backing off, and Afu with Stomp desperately trying to survive, but they start to close in on him. Ajit already committing the BKB. Gotta back away.
Oh, man.
And the arrow's gonna connect. Well, not sure they really care to commit on that, but you can see the counters that Wings have prepared at this point for Warriors Gaming.
They're getting back out now, going for the high ground. Tower's gonna die so fast. He's gotta be careful. He's got BKB 10 seconds if things get real bad.
Already a Rax down. Wings yet to drop a soul, and Shadow continue to see the armor counts pick up here. Is Blank now up to 37 armor and rising, and not even the tankiest hero. Burrow Strike by Kangaroo only connects on one, and Shadow, the one he missed, is there for the punish. Not gonna fall, but instead they turn on the TA. See you later. Nah, boo-boo. Wings Gaming back to the well, and I think basically back to game 2 into the drawing board, Kevin.
Those break hits are taking out half of anybody's HP, and you just saw the TA get shredded by the minus armor from the Weave and all of the right-click force from Wings. Just Warriors Gaming not coordinating in these fights. Where's the epicenter? If you're going in, drop the epi, you know? If you're swinging around from the backside, drop the epi as the PA moves.
And the worst part, they GG while he's dead. Can't even buy back to at least get an epicenter off this.
Yeah, I mean, the laning was fine. The laning was fine. It's just they started, the PA, I don't know, he just started moving around the map a little bit incoherent. I feel like they should have played this like MVP style, like go somewhere and mess some heroes up, and then continue to use your skills. But at some point, they just were a little scared that Roche fight just really set the tone of the match. Once they got shut down there, their inexperience really showed, and I think that's what this game